Welcome to the Clay Studios Oil Painting Tutorial. I'm Gomati Sivasankaran. We are in class 2 of the Vijaya Lakshmi painting. This is one of the series of 8 different Lakshmi paintings, the goddesses of health, wealth, prosperity, progeny, and all beautiful aspects. In short, abundance. I am glad to be sharing this knowledge with you and also working with you throughout this and creating space in this world for diversity as well while we work on learning to paint together. Yes, so this painting, as you have seen in the first lesson, we had gone through the reference to figure out how can we use something, well known as these pictures to blend and create something new. And we had taken some references to work on it. So we are going to continue working on that plan to execute the plan and see it in action right away. But before we get on to this very important class, you must have already prepared your canvas doing the layer 1, which was a part of the basics tutorial wherein I have touched upon canvases, all about canvases, all about different paints and brands and such, and also taught you how to do a wash or a layer 1. I hope that you have already done it and you're ready for this class. If not, please go back to those classes. I think it's about 2 hours of free tutorials that I have uploaded, especially for anyone that is starting new. So please do that before you get started with this, because this is going to be really a super busy class today. Yes, because we are going to execute onto our plan. So let's look at the things that I'm going to use. I have gone through the things I'm going to use in great detail, but I will just quickly show you what all I'm going to do today. Um, Fantastic. So I have the layer 1 done, 40 by 50 centimeter canvas in front of me. I have measuring equipments to measure, and I do have also a ruler kind of a thing to draw the lines, because I'm going to paint. I'm going to use the paint to draw the grids. Yes. And of course, the pictures that we talked about in the reference sessions, which are also covered, I think, in great detail in the basics. So that's also here. And I have paint brushes, soft synthetic brushes, 0 and 1. I'm going to use 2 different colors to do the grids because we have 2 different formats of references. I want to show you how I do things. That's why I'm choosing different colors so that it's easy for your eyes to understand. But it's not needed necessarily. If you are going to, be very clear on that, you can just continue to use only one color. I'm using 2 different. One is a primary blue and another is a vermilion. So I'm going to use this. I have tissue papers and earbuds to clean up if I make mistakes. The palette is a use and throw palette that I have, and I have a little bit of oil in my tin lid. I think I have all that I basically need to get started with this work. So, what are we waiting for? Let's jump right in and see what happens with this. The first thing that we'll have to do is that the 3 by 3 centimeter grids that we had created in the paper need to be extrapolated to a 10 by 10 centimeter grid onto this canvas, which is a 40 by 50 centimeter canvas. So let's do that right away. I am going to use the primary blue. I have some primary blue left over from the session, so I'm going to use that. Otherwise, you can take the colors. Prepare yourself. There is one surprise that I want to show you before we get started. So this is a 40 centimeter canvas, and I am placing my measuring equipment here. Do note my right hand finger here, pointing finger here. This is 40. Yeah, this is where 40 is. And can you see that there is a distance between where the canvas is ending and where this 40 is? Yeah, this is the slight difference that you get in a canvas mounted on a wooden frame. It doesn't mean that there is a mistake in the with the production or such. It is just that you need to be aware that a canvas that is stretched and folded around a wooden frame gets bent slightly onto the side, and that bend is that quarter centimeter that we are missing. So keep that in mind while we are doing grids and marking measurements in a canvas, and that is common. I think it will depend on where you're buying it from and what kind of frame they are using. There must be some sort of a minute difference, so keep that in mind while you're marking grid lines. So I did a 10, 20 and 30. Going to start marking the grid lines, and you see that I'm using oil paints to do the grid lines. I have been often asked this question, and I do repeat in most of my sessions that when somebody asks me, can I use a pen or a lead pencil to do the grids, and not only do the grids and also do the drawing of whatever I want to paint first. That's a good idea. I don't say no to that, but be aware. And it's a lead. Lead itself is another color, and it will blend with your oil color when you are doing the painting. So be aware of it. You have to be slightly light-handed. Light-handed meaning going light with it and not using, for example, if you're using a 9B or something, pencil, that's a very dark lead pencil. It could create a very, very strong, color and texture on your canvas, which you might not appreciate, especially, when you're working on some delicate artwork. Mm. So be aware of that. And that's exactly why I stopped using, I don't know when I stopped, but I did comfortably stop using pencils and pens on a canvas cloth. So I just stuck to using the same material, which means the paint itself, to do measurements. And yeah, in the beginning maybe it is so not so comfortable, but then soon you get into the groove of it and you're getting used to that. Mhm. So here also, while I do a 50, I'm aware that it's slightly bending here and there, so I'm keeping that in mind, and I'm marking my 10s and 20 and 30 and 40, so I get the 10 by 10 centimeter grid. Cool, fantastic. If it is visible to a certain extent, that is fine. Yeah, we don't need to have it so particularly done. It's just for a understand that these grids and all these drawings are just a support mechanism. The painting grows along with you. And with so many layers that we are going to work on, there's a lot that will shift, but this is a guiding point for you to get started and do not feel overwhelmed with the idea of using multiple references, the idea of working on so many things, dynamics. Yeah, so it gives us that structure when we go on to working on this project, step by step, and we'll be done with it. Yeah. So I think I am done with the first level grid marking. Going to do it should be called A, B, C, and D as per our plan. And 1, 2, 3. 4 and 5, isn't it? The rows are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The columns are A, B, C, and D. All right, so we have marked that. Let's move on to doing the other set of grids. What are the other set of grids? Remember, that's also grids, but then that itself is in a 10 by 10 centimeter block, and it's a 2 centimeter, 2 by 2 centimeter grid that we had agreed to do. Let's try to see where exactly should this go. Should this go here, here, here? Where should this go? It's a face. The face has to go, in accordance with the superstructure. Where exactly is the face? Yes, the face is right here. The face is right here. Can we say that it is in between columns B and C? And it's in starting in row 1. It's starting in this row 1. Yeah. But most of it is in row 2. So can we say that the first 2 centimeter of this 10 centimeter can be in row 1, the others could be in row 2. Let's try to do that right away. Now I'm going to take another color. I have brush number 1 and I'm taking the vermilion to see how to mark this. Good. And I'm also thinking how this should come. Okay, it should be right in the middle here. So I'm just going to mark this like this. So marking a 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 for the vertical gridding. And the horizontal gridding has to be let me do it here. So the first 0 is here, 2 is this one line that's already there, 4 is here, 6, 8, and 10. We also need to remember this space is so tiny. Maybe we'll make it slightly bigger, going above and beyond, maybe slightly adjusting, adapting to this picture. So let's do the marking now. Now we have the small little grid that is also done. I'm going to name it very quickly as A, B, C, D, and E. And 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5. Yes, now we are ready to start the actual drawing. Let's see, where do we get started with this? But before we get started, could we do one thing? I just want to, because I'm using 2 different colors, I just would love to have a mixture of a new color. So I'm mixing my blue and red to create a beautiful brown color. Sort of looks like burnt umber. I'm a fan of burnt umber. It works for me. So I'm creating that to draw. Okay, so I really like getting started with the eyes, and I'm just keeping in mind for the benefit of those who are learning to draw as well. Let's go step by step. Let's look at the column C, row C, where the eyes are. Where is the eye? And usually the iris and pupil, of the eye, that's like a ball or a circle, and that is actually falling exactly on the grid in both the cases. Can you see that? So can we start with that? That is a little, easier to start with. It's only a circle kind of a thing that we need to create between B and C here. And then there is another here. And I've just created like a circle, small little dot kind of a thing, but remember, it's not a complete circle because the full circle of the eyeball isn't visible due to the eyelashes and the upper eye and on the eye line. So keep that in mind and try to bring that line along. Lovely. So can we do the same thing on the other eye as well? And that makes things slightly, it's like a fish shape that we try to do. So draw that so you have the base of the eye. And once you are done with that, and both look, parallel kind of, and remember the face is also slightly, slanted here. And we have to do the eyebrow. Where is it? It's starting in C3, crossing the grids of C3 to go to B2 and comes back to B3, possibly touching a little bit. The other eyebrow is also starting in C3, but it goes up and it doesn't go above, but it comes down to D3. Done. Where is the nostril? The nostril is also here in C. And this is where I said, because of the way I have used things, there will be a slight distance between what I am doing and what you see in the picture. That is, I mean, to me, it's fine. This is a helpful grid line, but I won't follow to the T because I try to do without. I like doing without the grid as well. So I go slightly touching the grid, but what you see is that it's really inside the grid. If I were to draw, I will draw it slightly above. Draw the eye slightly above, everything slightly above, and do everything, even tinier. But I want it to be one step bigger than what I see here, because it will be in alignment with the overall size of the canvas here. So I'm aware of it, that I'm going slightly overboard here, and moving to the row 4 in the picture where the lips are. She's showing the teeth. I'm not going to do the teeth, but I'm just going to draw the lip lines. So she will look like she doesn't have a teeth. No, not now at least. So there she is. That's her lip line, and I'm going to do the nice little curve and around her, defining her cheeks. And the jawline is awesome. Oh, I loved it when I saw the picture for the first time. It's I don't know what people call in our tradition. It's called a kind of double chin. Yeah. Because there's a kind of slight dent in this, and then it goes around like that. So it's a double chin, and in our tradition, my father always calls me that. So kind of I felt connected to this picture. Maybe I don't remember how I used to look. I don't remember. So anyway, so let's do the cheek. The cheek goes up, and I'm using almost the same area circumference, but I'm slightly I have expanded it. It's not in the same size that you see as in the picture itself. I'm just expanding it slightly, and I don't worry about it too much, because for me it helps to okay. I remember that, it has to be a straight face. I mean, facing straight here, but it's a slanted face. I still like this idea. So I'm going to have that. It will have its own dynamics. Let's do that. Don't worry. Yes, let's do that. I'm going around that line where the head is. It's going up to B, crossing over. It's in B2, crossing over C2. And from C2 to D2 and so on, coming down here. Yes. Okay, she's been playing busy, so the hair strands are going around, flying around in all directions. So I'm just going to do a rough hair setup here. Because any which ways we are going to have a tiara or a crown for the little one. Where is her ear? There's the ear that is visible here nicely. Yes. Let's give that. And the other one is also visible slightly here. And we'll put can we do a nice tiara right away? Just going to do a slight little slanty tiara to just keep in mind that it's a, slanted look that she's got. Oh, somehow we managed it. So, not going to go into the details for now. I think this looks fine. She looks okay. And the neckline comes down like this. And her so I'm going to make a stop with this. It looks overall very good to me. And I'm going to do something here to give a kind of circle here around her neck to give an impression of some jewelry or something here. Yes. So I have done that. Now let's jump back to our superstructure. So this is the body of a woman. So it's got, the breast and the hip line and the curve and so on, which we'll have to reduce or not show too much because it's not the body of a woman. It's the body of a little girl. Yeah. Keep that in mind. So let's do the shoulders like that. Keep that in mind. That makes sense. And then the body line, it is coming out from, it's in B. Sorry, it's in B3, but it's not so curvy like that. So in B3, I'm bringing it down, but not too curvy. Leaving it like that. And yes, I think this looks fine. Let's do the way they cannot have a larger height also. So we have to make a stop somewhere here. And let's do the thighs. It's coming out, but it will not come out so big because she's a tiny girl. So the way the folds, she's seated, isn't it? So, and if you see the knee or the way the folded leg is shown is actually crossing and coming to columns D and A here, but it will not happen. It will be slightly lesser because this is a very, very small girl. This itself is long, and maybe when we work, we might shorten it a bit as well. We never know. But for now, I can see that this is more than enough to work with for us right now. And let's do the lotus flowers as well. so that it is showing that it's covering the leg portion. Destroying the petals. Keeping that section busy enough. Yes, I think this is fine. And the petals beneath. Fair enough. I think we have managed it fine. Let's work on her 8 hands. Oh, wow. Yes, that's how busy. So, what is Vijaya Lakshmi? Vijaya. The word Vijaya refers to success. Success in what? Success in every action that you take. Hopefully, every action is good that we take. Loyal, ethical. She's only supporting in all those actions that are doing good. So don't expect her for anything bad and say, okay, she's not supporting me in that action. So all good actions, of course, she's going to be there to support us. All right, so that is, I'm just doing one of her hands here. So there's this, there are 2 hands. Why these many hands? That's also a question that I, often get asked by people from other culture. Why so many hands? I think it's multitasking. Yeah, women are good with that. So it is multitasking, but she's got all the hand that is, showing so many symbols. Let's look at that. So this is like, a giving and a blessing symbol. Why to give when you're to succeed? Yeah, the more you share your knowledge, the more you share everything, you're to get abundance. That is the thing. Yeah, that is the key. So she's giving something here. Learn to give. Things always fall into your place when you give. You'll be surprised. Okay, so I just drew the hand and kind of, I feel that the body is slightly bigger for the overall face, but like I said, I want the face to be even more bigger. So I am sure that I'm going to work a bit more on the on the face and make it even bigger when we come to the next level of painting. So I am fine with it for now. I'm aware of it. I'm going to just proceed to making these hands that are closer to the body. And remember, we don't have the curve anymore, so the distance between the hand and the hip line is lesser now. So keep that in mind when you're doing this hand. And I'm on and off rubbing off certain lines. I like using this earbud to wipe off and rework. Making space for those fingers. This is fair enough for me, and I think this is a fair distance between the hip and the elbow line. The face has to be slightly bigger, and I want it because that's how it will balance the size of the canvas. We will do that when we come to that. So now we have 6 more hands to work on. Let's start with the one that is right behind here, behind the one that is blessing us. So that one is like, really partially visible. You cannot see much of it. It's holding the sword. And let me tell you the way the sword is held. So she's holding the sword, gripping it, but not a strong grip. So there are two fingers holding them, and the other two fingers are ever ready. Thumb is like this, it's ever ready, but it's not really, clutching. So there is the body language shows readiness and not anger. So yeah, even you'll have to understand the meanings of each and every hand. The hands are very important in this painting. So can you see that they are always looking delicate and beautiful? They are ever ready, but not looking like somebody, in war right away. So a pleasant smile and such. So the fingers also have a meaning. So keep that in mind. I'm going to draw those fingers. Imagining the fingers visible here and draw the sword spacing. So I'm just leaving those lines here and draw the sword going across. If you see that the sword is in A, row A, column A, but I have started it in column B, taking it through A. Slightly like that. Yeah. So that's the finger, and 1, 2, 3, 4. The folded finger, the half folded finger, and then the sword. Done. So can we move on to the other hand? So there is a hand that is holding the flower, lotus flower. So, can you see that there is so many different equipments? There is a shank, there is a chakra, there is a flower, there is, war equipment. So for success, you need all the kind of tools. You're prepared, for anything and everything with a grace, and also prepared to give, bless. So many things. That's exactly what we need to understand success. Oh, there's so much. Okay. Together we grow a lot. That's not something we need to learn. So I'm just doing the thumb and the small fingers. And this is this flower, lotus flower. So I'm just leaving the space, making the space here for the flower. So we have 1, 2, 3, and the fourth hand here goes up. This goes up. This one is turned up like this, the finger, and it's holding a chakra. A chakra is a wheel. And chakra and shank are the one that is on the other hand. So this is chakra and this is shank. Shank is that, what do you call this? Shank is the shell, seashell sort of a thing. Yeah. Yes. And those are weapons or tools of Lord Vishnu, and she carries that. She is Lord Vishnu's wife. And the fingers. So it's looking slightly messy because I have the numbers distracting me. I'm going to just rub them off a little bit. Yeah. Okay, 3 fingers, and there is this finger that is holding the thumb, spacing for the thumb. The hand comes like this, and it's all fine. Now I put the chakra, space for the chakra. Done. All right. Now let's do the other side. We have 3 more hands to go. Nearly there. I think I would like to do this hip line. She's got a belt sort of a thing, isn't it? So I'd like to do that as well. And the folds of her thigh. Pretty. Yes. Now I'm going to do the same thing, starting from the hand here, holding the rope kind of a thing. That's also a tool for war. Okay. Or maybe should I start with that one first? Sorry, I'm going to start with the hand above. And that goes opposite way like this. And there is the thumb. And the hand is going like this. Doing the 3 fingers. And then this finger is like this. The thumb is like this, and then it looks totally big. Let me adjust this. Yes. And then the shank comes out like this. Fair enough. Spacing down. Let's do the now I understood the direction. So this one, and I'll just put the space for the other hand as well, so things are slightly clear here for me. It is still on the messy side, but it is an organized chaos for me. So do this, if you are really confused, don't worry about the fingers and the hand. Do the, just imagine like tubes. Do those hand arms. And then you can do the palms, the fingers. So we have got 2 more hands to work with. So this hand is slightly easier because it's just, you see the start of the hand, but you don't see anything else because everything is covered under this shield. That was easy. Let's do the last hand. That's also holding the rope very, very efficiently. Prepared, but not in panic mode or something. So Cool. I think we managed this session today fine. Let's quickly take a look at what we have done today. Today's session was about executing the task from the previous class. So we have drawn the grids. We did one superstructure grid and one of the detail grid for the face. And we started with the face of the girl and started adapting the body to the face of the girl and have almost reproduced the key elements of this picture of Vijaya Lakshmi. That is done. And remember, there are some corrections that you want to make right away, which I did. You saw me, correcting right away in some of the cases. Some of the corrections I would rather hold good for, the upcoming sessions, and I will build on that, like the one that I said. The face, I want the overall size of the face to grow slightly bigger, so it's in alignment with what we have created, in the body. Because if we go with this kind of face and we're going to downsize the body, then it becomes totally smaller, and like we're wasting the whole space of 40 by 50 centimeters. So the body, I am convinced with the size of the body. The face has to be slightly bigger, because that's also something that I noticed when I took the picture itself. If you see in this 10 by 10 centimeter, the overall face itself is just inside, um, within 6 centimeters. So there's a lot of negative space. So that's even a tinier face here, and it doesn't fit in to our storyline here. So we'll have to make it slightly bigger. We will do when I work on the next step. Yes. So that's what about today's class was, and I hope you enjoyed this challenge. And I'm really grateful that you have taken up this challenge along with me. Thank you very much for participating, and I look forward to seeing you in the next class, continuing this challenge and seeing the success succeed, Vijaya Lakshmi succeed. Yeah. So until then, stay blessed, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay motivated. Let's meet up. Bye bye.